Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Journey to Wisdom and Wealth. My name is Tara. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me. You know you're already part of the what? Grateful gang, gang, gang. Grateful gang, 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 gang. Grateful gang, gang, gang. Grateful gang, 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 gang. In today's video, we will be doing our reconciling of our credit cards. So let's get right into the video. If you are new here, we'd love to have you just hit that subscribe button and hit the thumbs up if you like the video. If you've come back for multiple times now, I'm just wondering why have you not subscribed? So you can leave me a comment letting me know down below why you haven't subscribed. Have you subscribed? All right, sis, bro, let's just subscribe. Let's get right into this because I need to reconcile this credit card so that I know how much of the money in my cash envelopes needs to go into the bank to get towards the credit card before I do my cash stuffing and unstuffing. All right, so let's get started. Little face. Okay, we're on our meal plan. We don't need that. We don't need that. That. Haha, reconciliation page. Okay. I'm hoping you guys can see it. Move my face over there. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. All right, so let's get into it. Over here, I've created a little reconciliation page, swipe or no swiping. And we do want to swipe, but we just want to swipe responsibly. This is our beginning balance. I give myself 80 for gas, 80 for groceries, 20 for allowance, 40 for self-care, 10 is usually in giving, and household and medical are sinking funds. So we'll just go with what was spent out of them at the time. So let us see. Let's start over here with, we have our Quicksilver Capital One, and we also have our Discover card to reconcile. So Quicksilver Capital One card, oh, it moved my face over here for once. Let's start at the bottom. So our last payment was $43.20. Let me see if I can make this bigger so y'all can see. I hope that's better. So $43.20 was one of our, part of our security system. Then we made that payment, so that's $0. Then we had a American Home Shield, which was supposed to come out and check out the stove, but they were taking too long and they had taken my money and sent no one, so they credited me back. Then I got a referral bonus for $100, so we have a credit of $100 here. So let's start there. We have a credit of $100. Thank you again, LR, for that. Now I sent $5 to Mind Your Money, Tasha's channel, as like a super chat. So from that $100 credit, we're going to subtract $5. We have $95 left. And this was a lunch one time. So I'm going to just subtract. What I'm going to do is subtract until we get to 0, right? I'm going to subtract until we get to 0 or an overage of this credit, and then we'll go from there, because trying to figure out what went here, there, and the other is like, doesn't make sense till we get to the top. I hope that makes sense. So $14.03 is coming out of this, $14.03. So we have 80 left. Then we have meat and fish. I went and bought my grandmother something to cook. That was $17.85. And that's $63.12. So then we had something we ate. Well, I bought soup and beef patty and cocoa bread while we were there at the store next door. So we have $43.60 left. I mean, that $100 credit came right on time because I had a lot of things that I was out and about doing. Then I had groceries at Walmart, and that was, well, as you can see, it's $56.75, but that's more money than we had left. So actually, we have an overage of $13.15. So $13.15, we're going to put that in the groceries category as being owed. As you'll see, I've already set up a formula to where it will take out whatever this minus the expense and tell us what is left or what is owed. So basically, if I have $80 and I spend 13 of it, then I only have $66.85 left. Therefore, I'm still good. That means I still have that money. But once it starts going negative, that means I need to find money from elsewhere to cover. I think that makes sense. I might want to revamp the way that's done, but that's the way it is right now. Okay, so then Vivian is 2714. That is a part of our security system, but here it is coming in and out, so we're not going to worry about that. That's zeroed out. Then we have $85, but that's for the eye care center. So technically, $85 is coming from medical. Okay, and then also this is the copay for medical. So let me make this a formula. It should be equals 85 plus 10. I feel like I need to do this another way. Plus 10. That's 95. So $95 needs to come out of medical. All right. And so nothing was, so we have 85. We already accumulated for the 1350. So 1315 plus 85 plus 10, we have 108.15. Then you'll see the 4320 comes from this 4320. This 4320, I'm pointing at the screen like y'all can see me. The 4320 payment offsets the 4320 charge, so that also zeroes itself out. So when we get to the top, we should have a balance of 108.15. And we do. We have a payment of 108.15 due. That makes sense. That's these two things together. However, let me do a quick, let's just make this the total. Okay, so these are pending charges from this weekend. This weekend, I spent $50.21, which technically was more like $39 because I bought $10 and some change worth of pizza for my sister. So I was technically on budget with my $80, but it's supposed to be $80 for 1 week. Y'all, it's supposed to be $80 for 2 weeks. But anyway, $50.21 is groceries. So we have another $50.21 for groceries. So now we owe 16, or do we owe? No, we still have 1664 left until it goes negative. That's when we owe money because it's enough to cover out of the 80. But then I also went to Sam's Club and bought 37.67. Technically, I had 36.67 minus $8. I bought my dad some grapes, so I really only spent $30. But we're gonna write what it says. So in groceries, again, we're going to add $37.67. So now we owe $21.03. These are technically in the red at this point. Oh no. That's not what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. Why aren't you doing what I want? Okay. Ooh, okay. Ooh, excuse me. Now, that's it for this Quicksilver card. So that card is reconciled. We need to take 20, well, all of the money, really. I'm going to have to rejig this so it shows us everything. But we're 2103, which means that we actually owe 2103 plus 80 so far for groceries. Let's go right here to our Discover card and see if we can figure this out. Let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's start it from the bottom. Now we're here. American. Let's see. These are from January 14th. This last paycheck that we had. Go back. Move. Our last paycheck went from the 26th. Oh, that's the paycheck we're on right now. The 13th to the 26th. So this on the 18th, I'm assuming these two on the 18th were part of last week's grocery, which are already over on grocery, you guys. It's so ridiculous. I just lost my page. All right, so let's go back to our tracker. Ay, Dios mío. So there was 6705 at Sam's Club. I feel like we already did this $67.05, y'all. I really do. Let's see what's the last payment we made. We know this last payment we made, this 9, let's start with the payments we made and what I know for sure needs to go where. Let's start at the top of this particular statement. So there's a Fruit Depot processing 2031. I did not mean to put that there, but I am going to, what is this? Okay, so I'm going to add $20.32 because that was groceries. I meant to put it on my Amex, on my Capital One, but I accidentally put it on this card. Whoopsie. All right, and so Piedmont Healthcare was for me going back for the follow-up for the breast exam, and because technically it's diagnostic this time, it wasn't preventative. They charge you money to do it. So this 213 needs to come out of medical. So I'm going to add 213 to medical. And then there was a payment of $989.88. And I believe this $989.88 was for credit card plus the home association dues, I think. $659.88 plus 150 plus 180, I think it was 989.88. Yes. So this is already covered. This oldie, however, this 3117, I don't think was a part of that. And this is exactly why I've started to not put any other expenses on here, because it becomes very confusing. So I'm going to say that 3113 for Aldi was not included in that. So we're over on groceries a lot. We did already cover the house insurance. We already paid for that. These two things, I feel like were already a part of last week's payment. Like, I feel like that 180 that we put from our sinking funds covered this $43.20 and this $67.05. I think so. So let's go from there. Let's just go like all of this is already. If it hasn't, then it is what it is. So we'll just have to keep paying down the debt, because the point is to not put any more things unless they're really, really big and we can get good credit points on it on here, and that we can pay them right off. But honestly, I can get points on the other cards, so I might not put anything else on here and just leave this Discover as payments. Just pay till it's paid off. I think that's where I'm going with it, because it's becoming confusing. So 2032 and 3117 is what needs to be paid back to this card, as well as 213. So going to the Discover, I need to pay 2032, 3117 from groceries, and then 213 from healthcare. All right. Oh, Jesus. All right, so we're 72.52 over. What is 2032 and what is that? 2032 plus 51.49. So if we have a total of 72.52 and we subtract 51.49, that's 2103. Doesn't seem to make sense to me. Yes, that does make sense. That means 2103 is the 2103 needs to go to the Capital One credit card. Okay. And the rest of the money, the $80, also needs to go to the Capital One card, because only $51.49 was used on the Discover. So and we had $80. So $51.49 will go to Discover, and the rest plus the balance, the $21.30 plus the balance of whatever that is, will go to Capital One. Yep, this has just confused me. All right, and then the medical, $213 will go to the Capital One. I'm sorry, the Discover, and 95, that makes sense, 85 and 10. 95 from medical will go to Capital One credit card. Okay. I think we've got it. I should have started there where it says 0. Okay. And I think that's it. So gas, well, all this other stuff, I didn't really spend anything in allowing self-care or giving, or gas I did, but I used it in cash. So yeah, there's that. We'll have to do that when we're actually doing our cash stuffing. But at least I have a better idea of what needs to go to the credit card. I am going to have to find $72.52 for the overage in the groceries for the month. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is just going into that money that I got from my dad, that I had put in to treat yourself, and just pay $72.52 from there. Okay, I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna also restructure this a little bit so that I can understand it a little better. I think it'll be much easier to understand when there's only one credit card to reconcile, rather than trying to figure out how to pay 2 different cards. Yeah, but this is the breakdown for now. Paying the Capital One is gonna be easy because they're all kind of linked. Like right now, we can actually go ahead and pay the Capital One card the $95 from medical. I hope it shows me the accounts, because lately it has not been showing me the accounts. For $95, excuse me, I used to go to medical. Oh, good, it's showing me the names. The other day it wasn't showing me the names. Medical. Everything in red, they're like, you don't have enough money. Do y'all see medical? Or I should say health as well. Duh. Okay. So we're paying $95 today. Submit. Okay, thank you for your payment. So this $95 is paid. Okay, hold on, you guys. Okay, guys, I was just making sure all my numbers were correct. They are correct. So I am going to wait till I do my cash stuffing and take the cash out and deposit it into CVS in order to get the balance of these paid. So I've already scheduled the $95 that comes from medical to the Capital One. I will wait to pay the $213 that needs to go to the Discover when I get the balance for the $51.49 here, and these 2 things will be paid at the same time, and then we'll start over at the Discover payment, just paying like just whatever's on there. We're not going to add nothing else to this. We're just going to be paying it down as debt. That way we can go back to actually tracking our debt process here. As far as the credit card, as kind of the Capital One card, that'll be our everyday card going forward, and this should have already will clear, and then we'll owe $21.03, and also the balance of $152. So $152.52 minus the $51.49 that's going to be paid to the Discover, minus $21.03, which will be paid to the Capital One. Then $80 extra that we had in the buffer that should be coming in cash will also be paid to the Capital One. That $80 in the sinking fund will not, in our everyday cash envelopes, will go to the Capital One and pay that. Either vice versa. It all works out. It's the right amount. And that's what we want. Unfortunately, we did not really want an overage of $72.52, but groceries right now are a little crazy. So we'll just have to try and do a little better in February about being mindful of how I'm spending the $80 over a 2-week period. That is all I have today for our credit card reconciliation. I'm glad to have a better idea of where we're at. As you can see, I'm not swiping a lot. A lot of the things were medical only, and everything else was groceries. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. Remember, always be great, yet to grateful. Have a wonderful, blessed day. I pray that these will go much smoother going forward now that we're going to focus on putting everything on one card in the future. Thank you again for watching. Remember, all things are always working out for your good for those who believe. And it's faith over fear this year, but not just this year, but what? Forever, ever, ever, forever, ever, 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 forever, ever, 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 ever. Bye! Jazz hands.